Está con nosotros esta mañana Damon Albarn en la cabina de Sopitas FM. Hey, how are you? Welcome.
Good, thank you. Little bit jet lagged.
Yeah, but we started very early, so thanks for waking up so early.
Well, I did yoga first thing at like 6:30 or something ridiculous like that.
It's good. It's good. Well, so thanks for being here, and of course we're very happy to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Gorillaz. But it's kind of crazy. It's a quarter of a century, if you thought of it.
I know, it's strange. I've definitely had, well, it feels like I've had more than two lives, but they're the two kind of sort of the biggest lives, Blur and then Gorillaz, really.
Yeah.
Public lives, anyway.
And Gorillaz has always looked like a project that is always looking towards the future. I mean, back in the
I think we had like 10 years when Jamie and I were really. He lived in London, and we were very simpatico together, you know. And then he moved to France, and we had a period of being slightly kind of sort of distant from each other. But with this new record, I think we're completely back to. It's almost like after Plastic Beach, we went somewhere else, and now we've come back. It feels very much like I'm working with Jamie again, completely on this record. So, and I think it's reflected in the mood of the record and the imagery that he's created and the storyline. The characters feel everything's in, you know, energized and.
Yeah, and how does it feel after 25 years? I mean, I had a chance to be at Kong House in the summer, to finally look back and create this amazing exhibition. And when you're revisiting early days, Clint Eastwood, feel good.
Well, I mean, I started sort of 1987. So
yeah,
it's a lot more than 25 years.
I remember like the first time that I had a chance to talk with you back in 1999.
Yeah,
we were in Mexico
but I'd
City.
already done over 10 years already before I even really came to Mexico.
And you were looking
the first time.
And you were looking for this Mexican music, new rhythms and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean,
like cumbia and
the
salsa,
Monterrey cumbia,
yeah,
that whole vibe. I started listening to that quite early on, you know, when it was still underground, not underground anymore. Reggae. I remember when reggaeton was very underground.
Yeah,
and I mean, it's just crazy, isn't it? How some things just emerge and then they become so omnipresent that you can't really imagine the world without them. And then one day they become uncool again.
Yeah,
it's really weird, really weird. I mean, if you go back to like sort of something like say in America, in the mid 80s, having really long,
the heavy metal, the glam
really
rock,
long hair and tight trousers.
Poison and all
that was cool.
Yeah,
and now I mean it's got its own thing now, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Things changed so much.
The power ballads.
And then you had grunge. That seemed to be, and then that became, you know.
I mean, even Britpop.
Oh yeah, a perfect example of that. Although I think Oasis have done a very good job at making it feel like it's the biggest thing on earth. I mean, I don't know how they do it myself. How they keep doing it. They just hold on to that thing, but they do very well at it. You know.
Yeah. Amazing. And I mean, you were talking about how you're working again in a very closing with Jamie.
Yeah.
And collaboration has always
Well, the thing with this record is that we took time, like we used to do in the past. We go on these adventures together. Yeah, and we did two really quite amazing, magical trips to India. We travelled quite a lot of areas. We went up to the northwest, to the east, not so much to the south, to the centre. Just wonderful.
Yeah.
And it's just, and then slowly it becomes the kind of sort of our story turns into the story of the cartoons.
Yeah.
That's the metamorphosis that we always do, you know. Yeah. So they're a very real cartoon, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and collaboration has always been like DNA of Gorillaz. I mean, from the collaborations between you and Jamie, but with...
I know, it's a bit of a pain in the ass sometimes, really.
The funky Homo sapien, Ibrahim Ferrer, to Bad Bunny, Trueno.
Yeah, I know.
You had like more than 100 collaborations, which is crazy. But I want to ask you, how do you approach each new collaboration? I mean, you've been talking about making music as developing into everyone's personal stories.
Well, it's interesting, really. I mean, you know, we worked with a lot of people before they became super famous, and some people while they were in the process of becoming super famous. But it is kind of nice to know you've been at some point in all these journeys of other people, you know.
Yeah. And what's your process for turning that intimacy into something universal?
I mean, it's very simple for me. I always keep working. It's a simple process. I'm very familiar with studios, and hopefully when people come and work with me, they feel the same spirit, you know. Yeah. And I do lots of things like Africa Express, which is the reason why I'm here in Mexico City, and I'm going to be playing a festival in Guanajuato on Sunday, and then I'm back at the Auditorio on Tuesday. And that was only put on sale a few days ago, so I think there's still some tickets to come and see that. And then and Africa Express is just the embodiment of collaboration. In fact, you know, we all were at the Bajadora Festival 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we made this record, and now we're just kind of sort of, you know, playing that out. But I mean, we've been everywhere with Africa Express. We've been to Congo, to Nigeria, to Mali, to Ethiopia, to South Africa, all around Europe. Played so many festivals, and it's I mean, if you added the people I've worked with in Africa Express and Gorillaz, you'd be, I don't know, probably something like 300-400 artists I've worked with. So I've got a kind of, I can do that. That's my job. That's my job.
And that opens you to new.
Always, every single one opens you, and you know, and then you've got the whole. Yeah, it's just fascinating. I mean, I suppose you just have to have a real love of music. If you've got that love, I think my job's an easy job, you know.
Yeah. Let us translate. Está con nosotros Damon Albarn en la cabina de Sopitas FM. Max, nos echamos el chal largo y tendido.
Se echaron el chal largo y tendido. Vamos a subir la entrevista con subtítulos en los próximos días, en las próximas horas, para que estén al pendientes, pero estamos platicando con Damon Albarn y nos cuenta, primero nos llegó de que ha sentido que tiene dos vidas. Primero una con Blur y otra de Gorillaz. Y con la vida de Gorillaz, este nuevo disco que está preparando con Jamie tiene un aspecto muy especial, porque nos cuenta que vivían en Londres, siempre habían trabajado juntos en Londres, pero después Jamie se muda a Francia. Y esa distancia a veces podía sentirse en alguno de los discos, pero ahora volvieron a trabajar completamente y Damon nos decía tal cual energized, que esa energía se siente en el nuevo disco. Y también, pues es toda la carrera, ¿no? Tantos años de Gorillaz, decían que se habían entrevistado en 1999 cuando vino a México, nos contó un poco de su experiencia en Monterrey, de esta búsqueda de nuevos sonidos y nos dice que ya no es underground anymore, ¿no? En 1999 el reggaetón era underground, pero ahora no lo es. También hablaron un poco de esta aventura, estas aventuras juntos para The Mountain, el disco que están preparando. Tuvieron 2 viajes a la India durante todo Gorillaz y fueron al noroeste, al este, casi no fueron al sur, pero esa historia de los viajes a la India se convirtió en su historia y la de los personajes que conocemos animados en Gorillaz. Y sobre todo, Gorillaz, toda la carrera de Damon ha enfocado en la collaboration, en la colaboración. Y cómo va encontrando estos viajes con otras personas que dicen que son súper famosos o en el proceso de ser súper famosos. Y para acercarse a ellas hay una parte increíble que dice que él se siente como en casa en los estudios y espera que las personas que colaboran con él se sientan en esa misma comodidad. Nos cuenta un poco de Africa Express, lo que sucedió en Baidorá, pero también Congo, Nigeria, Etiopía, Sudáfrica, toda Europa y las colaboraciones que ha tenido con casi 400 artistas. Y eso es lo fascinante de su trabajo.
Maravilloso.
And Damon,
yes.
On one hand, we have all the collaboration, and I think that language feels like such an important part of cultural exchange.
Yeah.
And for this record, include 5 different languages.
6 actually.
And maybe more for the dialect,
it's 5,
right?
and then for some reason, with my jet lag last night, I realised there's 6. There's a little bit of Russian as well.
Okay.
So you have English, Spanish, Arabic, Hindi, Russian, and Yoruba,
Yeah.
which is the one of the languages of Nigeria.
And you were joking about the Manchester representation. It's also a dialect.
Yes,
maybe
yes, of course.
For some evening.
Yes.
So, were you chasing
So
a
that's
specific?
7 then.
Were you chasing a specific sounds or stories through language? Because I think it's very important how we are not able to have a conversation with
Yeah.
other people, and
Well,
that's why the state of the world is.
It's. I mean, I've just been working with Palestinian musicians and Syrian musicians, and actually with Africa Express after the civil war started. It's a very strange story, but it's connected. This story connects Gorillaz to Africa Express, and ultimately why I'm here. In 2010, I travelled around Syria quite a bit, and I worked in Damascus with what was then the National Orchestra, the Syrian National Orchestra, and I did all these tunes. One of which ended up being on this record, and a lot of the stuff was also on Plastic Beach. So, and then I kept in touch with these people when the civil war happened, and a lot of people escaped, literally ran for their lives, and was helped them start their own lives again, being musicians in Europe, and we start. Eventually, it manifested itself as the London Arab Orchestra, or Orchestra of Arab People in London, which was this collaboration between all these people, disparate people from all around the Arabic world, who'd found themselves in London. And so yeah, and I mean, it's just about kind of sort of moving from one world to another and keeping that conversation, as you say, true. And music is such a beautiful way to do that. And I suppose now I could pull people from all over Africa, from India, from Latin America, from America, from the Middle East, from Europe, all together. And I mean, that can only be a positive thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think, the feelings and the problems are universal.
Well, of course.
The happy dictator is this repressive leader, and
Yeah, the happy dictator actually comes.
There are a lot of happy dictators.
There seem to be a lot of happy dictators. Well, it's the idea that the dictator's ideas, the dictator's wishes are the most important thing, and everyone has to abide by them, and yeah, they don't want any bad news. They want the way they rule to be to come across as the best way. I mean,
to get Nobel Peace Prizes.
Everything. I mean, it's just everything, isn't it? It's kind of from the outside, from our perspective, they seem ridiculous. They seem like almost mad. None of us will ever be dictators, but yeah, it's definitely a problem. I think our faith in democracy is somehow diminished, and that's. I still can't really think of a better way of humans getting
and also
on other than democracy.
And it's part of the loss. I understand that loss is a recurring theme in the mountain, which is about loss, and I think loss is a constant in life.
Yes, I think but both Jamie and I lost our fathers, and I suppose India is a very interesting place to kind of sort of carry grief, because have a very positive outlook on death, and I think England's just really bad at dealing with death. I mean, the whole concept of the Day of the Dead is beautiful. It's wonderful, and I mean, yeah, I suppose in a way this record is just in that tradition, you know, of celebrating the lives, and you know, and for me, I just had this wonderful opportunity to go back into the recordings and find just things that were left, that hadn't been put on records, and see if I could work with them. And some of them turned into full songs. Some of them are just kind of sort of moods in the back of other songs. Like,
you're bringing new life to those sessions.
Yeah, but for me, it's just really nice to hear them, you know, and to feel close to them again.
Yeah. And what's the most profound lesson that you learned or explored during the writing of The Mountain?
I mean, it's an ongoing. It's every day.
Still processing.
Every day is school, really, for me. I mean, I did some things I've never done before. I swam in the Ganges, in Varanasi. I watched the bodies being burnt on the banks of the Ganges, which is, you know, to be in that close vicinity of so much kind of sort of death. And it's, you know, in England, when we cremate a body, it's also very, you know, in England they don't even look at the bodies. You know, they're just covered up immediately, and then they're put in a fire and a little curtains put over, and that's it. You know, and on the banks of the Ganges in Varanasi, every family is there with the body wrapped in a shroud, and they're burnt. You know, and it's going on everywhere, and it goes on 24 hours a day, and it's been going on for thousands of years. So it's a very nice place. I took my dad's ashes there, and I cast them in the river, and it was very beautiful. It's very beautiful, and it's such a fascinating mass of ritual and religion in India. It's very complex, very complex, very beautiful.
Yeah. Vamos a hacer una pausa. Let's go to commercial break. Damon Albarn está con nosotros.
I'm so sorry I don't speak Spanish, but I can speak a little Spanish, but to talk like this, I have to speak in English.
Yeah. Está con nosotros en la cabina de Sopitas FM Damon Albarn, celebrando los 25 años de Gorillaz y por propósito de su visita a nuestro país para las presentaciones de Africa Express este domingo en el Festival Cervantino y la próxima semana en el Auditorio Blackberry. Todavía hay boletos, lo acaban de anunciar, entonces si no han tenido oportunidad de verlos, por favor vayan y véanlo. The Manifesto. I want to ask about the Manifesto because it's one. It's one of the most ambitious and complex tracks. Starting this melodic, then turning brazy.
Well, it's definitely kind of sort of it's a sort of the antithesis of TikTok, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Do you know what I mean?
How did that structure come about?
I suppose I call it the Manifesto because it embodies a kind of sort of the possibility of taking music completely taking commercial music into a completely different place. I mean, you know, underground music has so many facets, but commercial music is quite because it has for 50 years come essentially through the filter of radio, and you know, and just all the kind of the aspects of the business of music that have turned it into this very sellable product, you know. So the Manifesto is kind of sort of, you can do anything, you know. And I mean, it's a kind of crazy journey, you know. I mean, it's got a Rajasthan wedding brass band on it. It's got a Bollywood choir. In the first part, it's got Trueno.
So it started in India.
It starts in India, yeah, and then but it works
back to Buenos Aires.
Then to Buenos Aires, and then it goes up to Detroit.
With Proof, of course.
With Proof. Yeah. And then it comes back down to Buenos Aires, and then it comes over to London with me at the end.
Wow. And I understand you discovered Trueno through your daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But how did the unfold? Did he freestyle and you built it from there?
I mean, my daughter Missy, she has been really on her Latin music for. I mean, she went to school, the Spanish school in London, so she's always been interested in the language. She's always been really, really into Latin music. So in a way, she's kind of led me. You know, I was coming to the Latin world beforehand, but I suppose with her and then her learning Spanish and everything, it became more a part of my life, you know. Yeah. And yeah, people like Trueno, I kind of sort of discovered through her love of the music.
And that session began with him freestyling.
Yeah. The last time we played there, he just came on. But I mean, he's a spectacularly good freestyler. Yeah. I'm very jealous of people who can do that. His dad was a rapper, and he's been doing it since he was a kid. You know.
Yeah, he's marvelous.
It's like a famous footballer's son being good at football. You know.
Like Enzo Fernandez.
Exactly. Who's his friend? And plays for Chelsea. And is doing great.
Yeah. And what about Bizarrap? How did that connection happen? Was there something about his sonic language that drew you in?
Kind of. I just sort of ended up hanging out with him in Miami.
Of course in Miami.
Yeah, like Miami. You know, Miami is so much easier to work. It's nice working. I've always kind of sort of thought, you have to work in Los Angeles, but Miami's kind of suits me.
It's more quiet.
It's quieter, and I just think it's just more relaxed. It's less American.
Yeah, and I noticed in the track list reference characters. I mean, the Happy Detector, the Plastic Guru, the Sweet Prince, the Sad God, the God of Lying.
God of Lying, yeah.
Well, what these figures ties the album?
Well, in a sense, I mean, if you go look into Hinduism, I mean, they've got hundreds of thousands of gods, and they all kind of sort of represent the nuances of the human condition in a way, you know. So they've got so many different kind of gods to choose from, you know, and it's a similar kind of sort of practice to how you have here with the saints, and every small district chooses its own saints. So in a way, there's a celebration and a ritual every day of the year for somewhere in Mexico. You know, it's a similar kind of thing. It's that intimacy with something kind of divine, or the sense of the divine, the sense of other. And I just thought it'd be, you know, we've got this mountain. The mountain is kind of the journey of life, and the gods are some of the gods you meet on that mountain, you know, and parts of the human condition.
That's great. And I mean, you released these sessions with Proof, with Marky Smith, Bobby Womack.
Yeah.
How did you decide which moments to reimagine and
what
was like emotionally?
Yeah, I think you just kind of sort of, you can't think about it too much. You just got to throw yourself into it, almost like kind of get in the room with them and see how they feel. You know, there's a bit of that spiritualism.
That's right.
Connected to it.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to be sensitive to your memory of them, who they were, how they felt, how you would imagine they would feel. And you don't want to put someone in a place where they're going to be uncomfortable and feel incongruous. So, you know.
That's good. Well, finally, I have to ask you, what happened with the Gorillaz movie?
The Gorillaz movie. Well, I mean, this time we're making like an 8-9 minute fully animated.
hand animated.
Yeah, that's why there are no videos at the moment, because it's serious stuff. It's like, you know, it's like what?
It's like an statement as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's really great that Jamie's concentrating on doing one animated thing, because it's just a big amount of work. Any animation, which is it's kind of our Achilles heel in a way, because you know, no other band has to spend that kind of time just to produce one small piece of, you know. So let's make it a piece of art in itself, and not really rely on it for the promotional aspect of things, and just let it breathe in its own way. But I don't think people are going to be. I think people are going to be fans are going to love every aspect of this record.
Hopefully. The album is on March 2026. You got a sold-out arena tour in the UK. Hopefully, you got a few dates in Mexico.
Of course. I mean, hopefully we've got an exhibition, the House of Kong,
the House of
which
Kong.
you've already been to. So that's going to be here in the new year at some point.
Amazing.
We're also going to do it in Los Angeles. And then when we get here, of course, we're going to come here in full force.
Yes, please.
You know, and I need to come back because last time I played here with Blur, I got terrible food poisoning, like the worst food poisoning of my life. About 2 hours before I went on stage, it was the worst night of my life as a performer.
Yeah.
And I want to come back and, you know,
do it.
Do it without food poisoning because I love playing Mexico so much. It's kind of one of the joys of being a musician is playing in Mexico always.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure.
See you on Sunday at the Festival Cervantino and on Tuesday.
Then at the Auditorio on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're looking forward with Africa Express. Damon Albarn.
Steve.